Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Blue Lock, the movie episode Nagi. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons, so let's get to it. Pros. So, this is apparently based off of a manga series that got an anime adaptation. Apparently, in October 2022. The manga came out in 2018. And I've never heard of this in my life. Like I know some anime, some of the more mainstream animes, but for the most part, I am very uneducated about the world of anime and manga. I never got into like the medium, especially manga. How the books where usually you flip, you go left to right. This right is like a right to left, and boy, it doesn't feel right doing that. It really doesn't. It just feels weird. It feels wrong to me, flipping pages like that. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get into manga. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over that. But apparently, from the little bit of research I've done, this Blue Lock seems to be fairly popular. It says here, I'm looking at Wikipedia. Apparently, over 30 million copies are in circulation. It's apparently one of the best-selling manga series of all time. I mean, it's got to count for something. So I'm going to label that as a pro. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, anime. It's big in the U.S. It's become very popular. And because of said popularity, a lot of anime movies have been popping up in the last few years. Some hitting it pretty big over here in the States. As I've mentioned many times before. But I don't want to go over them like over and over and over again. But I'll just go over it quickly. Like Dragon Ball Super Brawly, 30 million. Demon Slayer movie, the Mugen Train, almost 50 million here. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, 33 million. Dragon Ball Superhero, over 30 million. Like the Demon Slayer movies, which were basically just like episode compilations. 16 million, 17 million. Boy and the Heron doesn't really count. It's not like an anime. It's more of an original film. But still, as a Japanese animated flick, it was number one at the box office. I think that's only happened like one other time in recent memory. That was Dragon Ball Super Brawly, not Brawl, Superhero. My bad. So yeah, anime definitely has its place in movies. So you gotta label that as a pro. And its reviews, I'm actually not sure what its reviews are. I'm curious. There are no critic reviews. We got a whopping zero critic reviews. No score. So I can't talk about that for obvious reasons. But there is an audience score, it's 86%, which is like good, I guess. So I'm just gonna say the audience score is good. The people who showed up liked it enough. So I'm gonna label that as a pro. I think that's it. Cons. Okay, anime movies, they can do well, but they have a nasty history of being very front loaded. These are not movies that are made to last in cinemas. They bleed out real quick. All the diehards show up day one and then they never show up again. That has happened many times, except for Boy and the Heron, because I wasn't like these. I wasn't an anime movie. That was just a Japanese animated flick. Anime movies I'm talking about are stuff that's based on pre-existing media. Like a Dragon Ball movie, Demon Slayer, One Piece, like that type of stuff. That's anime movies I'm talking about. Let's look at the last one I talked about, like earlier this month, or yeah, it was earlier this month, technically. Haiku, the movie, this thing. Like 1.1, geez, 1.9 million Friday, fell 50% the next day, made like less than half of that Friday number over the weekend. and then it just crashed 77%. You look at Spy Cross Family Code White, same story pretty much, except it's not as extreme, but actually it is as extreme. It fell 77%. Demon Slayer, the most recent Demon Slayer, it fell 82%. Do you see a pattern here? I guess Suzume, well, this doesn't really, it's not really the same, but again, look at that drop off. Even though it's not like what I'm talking about. Trying to find like some other One Piece film Red. It was 84%. See, these anime movies, they're not made to last. They burn out real quick, so that's obviously a problem, and that's a con. Obviously, another con is that there are other movies coming out this weekend that are much bigger than this. Obviously, the biggest being Quiet Place Day One, and you still have Inside Out 2 killing it at the box office. So you have those two big movies to deal with, and to a lesser extent Horizon, but no one really cares about that movie all that much. So, but it's still there. And I guess Bad Boys Ride or Die, that still has a pulse. So you gotta deal with all that, and this is very much like at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to this weekend's movies. So yeah, dealing with much bigger movies, that's a problem. Even though it's not direct competition, it's still a problem. So that's a con. And I think that's, I guess like I mentioned, it's low theater count. I believe it's in only like 800 something theaters, but I will double check to make sure I'm right about that. I'm pretty sure it's 800. Let me see. Yes, 857. That's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, low theater count con. Okay, so opening weekend. I have no idea. I don't even have preview numbers to base this off of. So I'm literally just like throwing out numbers at this point. Um, damn. Well, I'm gonna look at recent anime movies. 3 million, 4 million seems about right. Maybe. I don't know. um, 2 to 5. I'm gonna go with 2 to 5 million. Wide range, 2 to 5 million, and the total will be like less than 10, 100% less than 10, maybe less than 5, depending on what happens. But like I'm just throwing out numbers because I have no idea how this is gonna do. And that's it for Blue Lock. So when it comes to like my interest in talking about these movies, we're going like reverse order with what I'd want. Because usually I want to talk about the most interesting thing and just go down. This time we're going reverse. We're going the least interesting and we're just to the most interesting. So in the middle we got Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1, and then after that the movie I actually do want to talk about, A Quiet Place Day 1. Those will be next, so stay tuned for those. And yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check out more videos like this. Got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made on the channel for this year. The past few years I've been doing this. You can go right ahead. And actually, now that I think about it, I find it really strange how the two anime movies I talked about this month both have to do, I believe it was sports, because Blue Lock's about, well, it's soccer, but in Japan it's football, not American football, the football we call soccer. The whole thing is weird. It's like that, and like, was that about volleyball? I think it was about volleyball. Yeah, it was volleyball. So I literally talked about a volleyball anime and a soccer anime in the same month. I don't even know what to say about that. But anywho, so yeah, you want to watch prediction videos? Go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I went over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't or whatever. That's done. I have said multiple times that that is it. No more. I don't care what news comes out. I'm done with canceled. There's 250 episodes. That's it. No more. I just did the last two episodes like on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember. Technically, I filmed them Wednesday, but then I uploaded them Thursday. Um, I never talked about Blue Lock because it never caught my eye ever. I didn't even know it was a thing. But yeah, for the 250 episodes I've done, you want to watch any of them from beginning to end. You want to binge them all from beginning to end. I highly encourage you to do that, so go do it. You don't have to get used to saying that. Um, there's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for a particular month. My June recap, that will be in July, between the 5th and 12th of July. Will be a nice video to make because for once I won't be negative the whole time or most of the time. June's been a really good month for movies. It's been the month the box office needed desperately because it was looking real bad for a long time. But June gave 2024 legitimate hope of not being a total catastrophe. Not false hope, legitimate hope, which is really nice to say. But that video won't be till like 2-ish, a week, about a week and a half ish. It's time. So stay tuned for that one. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.